Hello and welcome. Hope everything's good today. Let's just short word of prayer. Lord, your words, not my words. Let them learn to trust. Okay. Today we are dealing with trust. How much do you trust in the Lord? And that is a good question. Some people, they like to trust in the Lord a lot, and they seem like they have it all together, and there's others that just don't. You ever have that trust exercise where it's like, okay, I'm trusting you to catch me. It's like, okay, I'm here to catch you. Okay. But the problem is sometimes we think God as this helpless old lady that's crippled that can barely walk around, and that's our trust to God. We're kind of like, no, I don't want to lean all the way back, because God's kind of like a crippled old lady that can't really do much, and it's like, well, maybe I won't. And that's kind of like the extent of our trust. So I'm going to read here in Proverbs a bit, but before that, something else I wanted to share is, the thing is when you learn to trust with God, you learn to trust Him a bit more each time. And before long, that old lady is maybe not so young, maybe middle age, and for long, that woman, she's kind of growing up a little bit. And, well, I should say you're growing with your faith, your trust in God. So it's kind of like more of a young, strapping young man. And as you learn to trust God more and more, he kind of becomes this strong tower. This big old strong man that just can catch anything, And I think some people are like that. They have different levels of trust with God. And I'm going to just read some scripture here, and maybe this will help build your trust up a bit more in God. I don't know. But Proverbs 3, verse 5, starting there. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. Well, let's see here. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Yeah, it's saying trust with your heart. Not with the things that you can see all the time. I mean, let's face it, God doesn't always move the way we want to. And what's the other verse part of it? Lean not upon thy own understanding. Because when it comes to God, our understanding is not God's understanding at all. So maybe that might help you trust in God a bit more. But there's more I want to cover here. Because God's kind of dealing with me on some issues too about trusting Him and finding somebody. And basically, He was kind of recently saying, trust me with your heart. And a lot of times that's a very difficult thing for a lot of people, because they like to just, they're not trusting God for a mate. They want to go and do their own thing and find their own version, because why? They don't trust God to pick the right person for them. And oftentimes they go and they pick the wrong person, and maybe even, they have some bad choices they've made, and because they didn't trust in God. Doesn't mean you can't start. You can still start trusting God today. Maybe not because for the right person, because maybe you've married the wrong person already, but God still commands you to be faithful. And, God's going to be faithful to you. And it's like, in all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy path. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't acknowledge God. And so that's why a lot of their paths and lives have kind of taken the wrong turn. And it's not fun. It's not pretty. Nope. And It says acknowledge. First we're trying to learn to lean and trust in God and not on our own understanding. And here's the thing. We trust God, and then we say it's all us. But then if we start saying it's all us, God's not going to be directing our paths. Yeah, that's kind of a sad thing. So it's kind of a two-pronged thing here, isn't it? Be not wise in thy own eyes, fear the Lord, and depart from evil. That's verse 7 there. And this kind of goes back about lean not upon thy own understanding. It's just kind of tying right back into that. It's like fear the Lord, acknowledge Him, and depart from evil. I think that's one of the main things. People want to trust in God, but they still want the things of the Lord, of the world, And so, yes, they're putting their trust in the Lord, but they're also putting their trust in the things of the world. And when the two meet, it's not very pretty. Verse 8, it shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones. So it's going to be healthy if you fear the Lord, to depart from evil. So if you're not departing from evil, it's the complete opposite of what I just read. It's going to be sickness to your bones. Not saying every sickness is because you've done evil. It may be that the Lord's trying to build your character or something to that effect. I don't know. You have to go to the Lord and figure out. But I'm saying this is one reason why many people get sick. It's because they don't want to depart from evil. They end up dying early because they don't want to depart from evil. And the whole reason, it's a trust issue with God. They haven't begun to even trust God. So they turn to the world, and they turn to the evil things of the world, and they try to do things in their fashion, in this way. And that's the sad fact. They're sick. They don't realize this whole thing that's in their life is because they haven't trusted in the Lord to begin with. If God's not directing your path, and you're going after evil, that's where you're going. Alright. God bless. I pray the Lord be with you. Amen.